All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back. We're back again. Just about to catch the open, scalping, day trading, the New York Open. Good stuff. How's everyone doing in the chat? Let's get a screen up real quick for the open. Cool. Got 10 seconds. I'll say hi to everyone. Ride the wave. Good to see you. ZZ Trades, Peter, Heng, David, Con, the whole gang's back. How amazing. I love it. I absolutely love it. Amar, good to see you as well. Good afternoon. And we've just opened. Have you seen this crazy reversal? I don't even know if you want to call it a reversal, but Nasdaq lately has been going up and then going down, going up and going down, going up and going down. It is mental, but it's all good. Let's put this on charge. Niche to lead. Hello, my friend. Hello to you, my friend. How are you? All right, let's have a look at this open candle real quick. This can usually give us a bit of an indication of what to expect on the day. And it's very it's not particularly good. There was a bit of sell pressure, a bit of buy pressure came in. It seems very mixed. If the buyers stick, then I would like to say a bit more bullish, but it's not cleared. Like no one has really taken control right at the beginning. So it could be a bit of a range day, truth be told, could be. But too early to tell right this second. But the volume is pretty bad, to be honest. Let me just see if there's anything on the calendar. I haven't actually looked yet. Because I know NFP was cancelled this week. Yeah, there's nothing on the calendar, really. All right, cool. Good. Let's see what everyone's saying. Emporio, hello to you, my friend. Peter, good to see you. And Prashad, hi, bro. How are you? I'm very good. How are you, my friend? Oh, look at those sellers. They're coming back again. So in terms of levels, what we're looking at, again, we opened near the middle of two levels. So we did break through that level. It's a bit on the longer term. Let me make it a little bit bigger. It was on the 15-minute. You can see it a bit more clearer. We had that gap there. It's kind of been filled a little bit now, so it's not as extreme as it used to be. We've got a really nice one at the top here. This is the one I really want the market to hit today. If we can get up there, oh, yes, we are definitely getting something. We are definitely cashing in something, because that is a beautiful gap. This one is a bit mid. We kind of traded through it a few times. It's kind of respected, kind of not. You can see where it has respected and where it hasn't respected in the past. Didn't respect, didn't really respect, did break out, come back in and respect. Kind of respected, broke through, kind of respected here. Again, a bit of a rejection. Didn't respect, kind of respected. So it's kind of mid 50-50. Do you know what I mean? It's not the best one. I think that one yesterday as well, I kind of pointed out that it's kind of a meh kind of gap. But nonetheless, I've got it on the chart because it is still a little bit being respected. If I see something really good on the footprint on that area, then I'm still happy to take it. But, you know, I'm not expecting much, essentially. And then we did break through it, and it did. I mean, fair play to it on this one. It did come straight back, and we've continued up. So, all right, not bad. But right this second, it looks like the sellers took a bit of control here. Maybe we're going back into this gap, which is a bit annoying because I'd rather we go to the one above, because that one's a hell of a lot better. We'll have a much better trade here than on this one, but what can you do? It is what it is, right? You can't make the market do what you want it to do, sadly. I'm just double checking all this is on here as well. We've got it here as well drawn, so we never miss it. Beautiful. And yeah, we're just going to have to wait until it kind of gets to one of these areas. Not much we can do. I'll already load up five micros in case there is a trade. But these sellers are quite good. I'm just going to bump up this to 24, make the clusters a little bit easier to see. I'm trying to read the open, what exactly happened. Yeah, you can kind of see what happened. So we opened, sellers obviously originally came in a bit. Their numbers have been distorted. And then buyers came in, kind of managed to push it up a bit, but then the sellers just overwhelmed them with sheer volume. And you can see how the volume, it took a while for the volume to actually kick in, because on the open it wasn't that bad. But then the next candle, yeah, that's where the real volume came in. So point of control, bit of a touch on point of control. So we might get a little bit of a pushback. Potentially, what you can do if you really, really want to be a bit scalpy, since we had this little leg down on the 1 minute, if you see any nice, like really nice gap, I would say this one here, right? If we do get back into that and retrace a little bit more into it, I mean, we have tested it there and it worked really well. You can see it lines up with a bunch of big sellers. For me, it's quite nice. You could potentially, now this would be a super quick scalp type trade, but if we do get into that or a little bit closer, we almost got there, we could definitely potentially short it and we can have a really nice, really, really tight stop. So hopefully market pushes up just a little bit more, right? All we want is kind of into that area and then, oh, I can't draw this at all, and then down, right? That's kind of what we're hoping if you really want a quick scalp. Come on. I might do, nah, it's not doing it. It couldn't give it to us. NQ. You couldn't be good to me, right? You had to be. Well, it's not over yet. It might still go up. Who knows? Man, I'm dehydrated. Excuse me. Let's see what the chat's saying. Hi, bro. How are you? Evening, Sammy. UE5. Good to see you. Mikey Mike. Had a little session with you earlier. Awesome seeing you. Cherry. Great to have you in the chat. Wow, that spike on Dow. Did the Dow take a big spike on the open? I'll have a look. Thomas. Great to see you, my friend. Margaret. I don't think I've seen you before, Margaret, but if this is your first time, welcome. I hope you have a great time. Raymond, salam to you as well. Anatoly. Hi, Sammy. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing great, Anatoly. How are you, my friend? My name is Talal, Sammy. You always call me you. All right, I'll remember that now, Talal. I'll call you Talal from now on. I just always look at like the first few letters and then I'm trying to figure out what the name is. But you're right. I probably could have figured that one out, Talal. Second time, Margaret. Great to have you back then. I hope you're enjoying yourself. Okay, we're coming into that gap. Just lost 500 on the open. Oh, elite. I remember that now. It's not 3L1T3. It's elite. But it's all right. Losses happen, man. You left a Discord message. Oh, you did. I'm so sorry. Discord's really glitchy sometimes. Let me have a quick look. Because sometimes I get notified. Other times it doesn't notify me. I don't know. Maybe I got to go in my settings, sort this out. But thank you for letting me know. Oh, man, what's going on here? DIS. There it is. There you are, Margaret. I'm new to your channel. I'm now watching YouTube video. Oh, okay, amazing. I'll reply properly after the stream, okay? But thank you, Margaret. Do you offer courses? Unfortunately, no. I don't have a course or anything like that to sell. But if I ever do, doubtful. But if I ever do, of course, I'll announce it here. Thomas Klobo. Hello, Sammy. Good day. Good day to you, my friend. All right. We're okay. We're in this area. Let's have a look at the footprint. We've really got to hawk the footprint here. All right. There seems to be a bit of rejection here, but I didn't actually see what happened. I do like the fact that buyers, there's not a big chunk, but a little bit of a chunk of buyers, but it's not the greatest amount of volume yet. Sellers are still trying to pile it down. The volume is kind of dropping off on the sell side a bit, but I kind of want it to spike. Believe it or not, I want the sellers to spike in volume, because that would show me absorption, right? Spike in volume, but not actually go anywhere. If they do actually go down, then that's just the straight up follow through. You don't want to be trading against that. 90, 107. There's a bit of absorption there. Let's see if they can break through. They did break through again. All right, here's a bit more. We got a bit of aggressive buyers came in because that dropped from 100 back down to like 50. Buyers are coming in. I'm going to front run it here because I can have a stop just below that 19. Because buyers are coming in. Yes, they're not great. But let's see if we can hold this area. It's not the greatest area. Like I said, there's a bit of a mid area, but you never know. I'm seeing a bit of buy pressure coming in. They're trying to fight off the sellers. Maybe the sellers are going to give up and we can front run it just a little bit and I can literally have a stop like down here. So it's super, super tight stop. But it's not my favorite setup. I want to see more buyers because look, sellers are still piling it on. They are struggling. I would say buyers are finding it a bit easier than sellers because they're putting less volume in the market and are actually doing okay. So that's a good sign for us. That 200, I'm starting to like. I really want to see us get above that now, really like above it and trade heavy above it, not just spike above it, but actually print real volume and stay above it. If we fail to do that, then there could be another little leg down again. And it looks like it might just do it. Yeah, there's the other leg. We almost had it. The buyers almost had that. They put in a good fight, just didn't have enough oomph behind it. And that's why you got to have tight stops, right? Got to have tight stops when you're front running because it's not been confirmed yet. Do you know what I mean? You think you could have ride the sell wave on open? It's a tough one, man. It wasn't a clear-cut open. It was very choppy yet for the first. And then I hate chasing the volume. Do you see what I mean? But let's see if the buyers decide to come back in a little bit more. So we got that 245, which is quite nice. Because sometimes, you know, it can drop a little bit and then the move happens. So you can, you know, they'll try one time, fail, and then they'll try again, and then they actually succeed. They might. I'm still not seeing. You want to see sellers keep piling it on, but they are getting absorbed here. Again, it's not absolutely terrible if you were to front run. Maybe not just a second, but I just want to see a bit of buy pressure come in. Look at that. Sellers are piling it on. They're overwhelming the buyers by the looks of it. I'm not seeing. Okay, there was a bit of aggression from buyers because we dropped from 100 something back into the positive. This might be okay. I'm going to jump in a little bit here again. Let's see if we actually get the extension. If we don't get the extension the second time, then I think this area is not going to, unfortunately, hold. I think the sellers are going to take over. If we don't get it here, if they can't actually push it up now, I just saw on that 70, I think it was this cluster here. We were up over 100. Yeah, they unfortunately, the sellers keep piling it on. And it's gone. Whoa, look at that. I did click exit, but that's why you probably should set a stop right away because that just gapped like crazy. But there's the sellers. So now we know, all right, we want to be selling. Okay, we're below this gap now. Look at that. Okay, this happens every so often, but this is a great thing to look for. It really only works on TradingView though. Okay, it's only a TradingView kind of, not a glitch, but it's like a, how can I explain it? It's not a feature of TradingView, but it's the way TradingView calculates the footprint. So the way it works is obviously there's not 190 here, 190 here, 190 here. That doesn't make any sense, right? It's not going to be even, but all they know, TradingView, is that there's, if you want to do the math, 5 times 190, so 900 something. I can't do the math right now, but 900 something delta. They know that 900 delta, right? But they don't know because it gapped. It was literally a gap. This is one big gap. Because it gapped, they do not know where the distribution of all those orders are. Does that make sense? So they just sorry about that. They just basically distribute it evenly from, you know, here to here, wherever it gapped. So that was literally a true gap in volume, okay, done by an aggressive seller. So the chances are they're probably going to want to defend it. As we get back into it, let's see what happens. Buyers are trying to come in, but you kind of want to be looking at potentially selling if the sellers come back into that area. They're slowly starting to defend. It's probably not bad. Come on. Come on. I did click sell. It filled me freaking ages. It took like seconds to actually. I did click sell a bit higher up. I don't know why it took so freaking long to actually execute there. Because I don't like this long wick, because it can now play around and still come back into this area. But what can you do? It's only 5 micros. I can't wait for Ninja Trader, man. I really can't wait for Ninja Trader. Project X has this lag. I don't know if anyone else experienced it, but you click it and sometimes it will take, it just won't do anything, and then eventually it executes you, and you're like, why? So we wanna basically stay below where those big sellers. If they can't defend it for whatever reason, then we really don't want to. Again, we don't want to. This could be one of those, because it could be a fake out. Do you know what I mean? It could be a fake out, and I'm not seeing the defensive sellers coming in yet. Like, where are they? Come on, sellers. All right, a little bit there, a little bit. I just got such a shit price, man. Such a shit execution on that. That annoyed me, but it's fine. I'll set a stop at 788. Come on. There it is. Oh, and instantly out. Okay, I think it's a fake out now. So this area is just being traveled through. It's not being respected. I think that was a stop hunt. I think there's the manipulation, basically. Yeah, it's being traveled through. It's not being respected on either side, this area, sadly. Let me look on the 15-minute real quick. It's barely a gap. Barely a gap. It's pretty much filled. It's just, it's a mid-level. It's not, I want it to go up here. This is the area you really want to trade in. But we'll see. We'll see. Because I think it's going to trade through it. I think it's just going to pretend like it's not there. Because we haven't, I don't know, we haven't had that true kind of, I mean, there's been a little bit, don't get me wrong. Like, you saw a little bit of kind of like it wanted to, but it just didn't stick, you know? And I think that is the manipulation. But again, I don't want to chase the market now, right? Because I've seen also it start like consolidating and traveling through, and it's almost like it doesn't exist. Does that make sense? Let's see. Oh, there's so many chats. Do you have a Discord channel? Do you think you could? Oh, I've seen that. Do you have a Discord channel? Yes and no, kind of. My Discord is like within Ola Prime's Discord. Does that make sense? So like I have my own, I don't know if it's called a channel or section or whatever the word is, but like on the left-hand side of Discord where you got all the rooms or whatever, like there's a room channel, whatever you call it, for me, but it's not, but it's within Ola Prime's actual Discord. Does that make any sense what I'm trying to explain? Because I don't know the terminology. was yesterday's low volume node. It was, I think we're going to probably, look, it could, the pullback could happen here, but I looking at the volume, the fact that those sellers didn't actually really defend, that's put me a little bit on edge more for the buy side now. But I'm treating that this area is gone, basically. This area I don't think is going to have any play anymore. We've traveled through it too many times. It was kind of 50-50 on when it did respect and when it didn't. Like earlier on, yes, it did respect. A few times the day before, it did respect. But that just wasn't like similar to here, right? Like it broke through and then broke through there, and it just traveled through it like it didn't exist. And that, but then sometimes it did actually respect. So it was very 50-50. It wasn't, and it visually didn't look very good, the area, right? Like there really wasn't a big drop off in volume or a big kind of like, it's marginally. I mean, if you actually look at the size difference of the volume nodes, yes, that one's a lot bigger, and then this one's a low volume node, but this is hardly really bigger. You know, we're talking barely. It's more of a cliff of volume rather than a true kind of, you know, low volume node sandwiched. Whereas if you compare it to, yeah, see, it's going to keep traveling through up and down. That's the annoying part. But if you compare it to like this looks a lot more clean, a lot better, this one. That's the one I want to trade. And we've seen it respect. Okay, that was news or something, I'm assuming. When was that? 29th? I don't know if the 29th had news. I'm assuming that was a news candle. Well, it could have been the open, actually, 2:30. No, it could have been the open. That's the open candle. But either way, and then we've never really tested it. Yeah, we've never tested it. We came close, but we never tested it. So that would be a very nice area to trade into. But this one, I feel like it's going to faff around here. It's going to go up and down, up and down. It's not really going to, you can pretty much delete it off the chart, to be honest, as to not confuse yourself. But I also don't think it's going to be a true kind of, I think it's literally going to go up and down, like consolidation a bit. It's going to do this kind of thing for a bit. Do you know what I mean? Rather than continue. I mean, that 300 is not bad, but I'm trying to, nah. I don't believe it. I don't think it's, yeah, I don't think it's the one. Let's see what we have. How about shorting if pullback doesn't work? Oh, you mean like if there isn't a pullback, short it, Elite? Is that what you're saying? I think that's what you mean. I'm unsure. So like, because I don't know when you sent that message, so I don't know where in the chart we were at the time. So 5-1. Oh, so that was just before the 5-190. Oh, okay. So you sent it there. Okay, fair play. Yeah, I mean, if there's, the thing is, when you chase high volume, sometimes it works. Don't get me wrong, right? On the days where it just keeps going and going, you wish you chased high volume. But the majority of the time, if you chase high volume, you're usually get caught out. So I wouldn't recommend chasing high volume, but yeah, we're just stuck now. We're consolidating. Ideally, it would. What's this area down here? How's this one look? I don't know if what I've actually done. Okay, this one actually looks decent. Yeah, this one looks all right. Okay. If we can drop down to here, that's not terrible. That looks all right, in my opinion. That actually looks quite good. And the one below it, not bad as well. And then there's one down here. That one looks really, really, oh, that's sweet, that one. This one's really nice. And then there's another one below that. There's actually quite a few. And they all look okay. That looks quite decent. I like that one. It's very, like, there's a decent drop. Both sides, it's kind of, let's see if it's been respected or tested. So it hasn't. That just kind of got created, essentially, at market open yesterday. Yeah. So this one was created at market open yesterday from this candle. And it's never been touched. So I can imagine. Okay. Yeah, if we can drop down to here, that's not terrible, actually. That is a much nicer area than the one I was trading earlier. The one I was trading earlier just looked pretty crap. Made 644 from this dump. I'm out for the day. Talal, amazing stuff. Well done. That's it. Lockout. Good stuff. Fed Barkins is speaking. Aha. Let me check on the. Dun, 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 dun. I don't actually have that on my calendar. Why is that? Oh, no, I do. I'm blind. I'm actually blind. I'm telling you. But interesting. Let me just get my cash account up. Dun, 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 dun. Oops. All right. Cool. So I have my cash account for this area. There is a lot of sell volume, though. Like, this is actually a lot of freaking sell volume. Already at -9. That's quite serious stuff. But it is a low volume node. If I will jump in if I do see something happen. Let's have a look now. I don't have it drawn out here, but it's fine. Just get my cash ready. Oh. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. I'm just waiting for some kind of buyers. Nothing. Literally nothing. It's just all red. I'm not seeing. I mean, I'm seeing a bit of absorption, but nothing spectacular. It seems that, like, the sellers are actually still able to kind of, move it. So it's not for me. It's not ready yet. Look at this volume, though. But that volume is really starting to spike, which is not bad. But I want to see a bit more. Oh, something's going on here. Something's going on here. Give me a second. 300, 3. The volume's really spiking, but I think it's just too much volume for any absorption right now to actually hold it back. I think it might just break through here. It's just, yeah. Wow. Maybe the one below, who knows? But here we just didn't see any kind of. I mean, it's still not completely game over for. I mean, it could still come in, but it's looking a bit. Actually, give it a second. I really got to hawk it. I've got my finger potentially on buy, but I have yet to see anything. I have yet to see it. Come on, show me something. Come on, show me something. 245, 260. Nah, Nothing at all. Nothing at all. There was no bias at all. This is ridiculous. I didn't see a speck of buying really happen, like real kind of, yeah, nothing at all. It was, which is rare. I mean, all right, well, we'll just wait around, I guess. Let's have a look. Hey Sam, check this out. 15-minute time frame, Monday low and Wednesday high. There is a rejection. Maybe I think it's a good low volume node. Give me 2 seconds, Benjamin. I will check it. I'm still okay. This is actually. Wait a second. No, not yet. All right, we're in. Something was going on there. Okay, we're in the next area. Let's see if that one has anything. Come on. I mean, look at that spike again. We're already at -12. That is a lot of freaking volume that came in. The moment they start exiting, we haven't had a pullback yet, so we can't really short it either. If we get a pullback, we can short it, but not right this second. Still nothing. Like the buys that do come in are next to nothing. A little bit of a jump there, a little bit here, a little bit there, and now it's gone up to 100, but instantly dropped back down. That would be that's the first little bit of buying I've seen right there. That's the first kind of sign, but it's still, I mean, compared to the sellers, it's next to nothing. But they are kind of holding this level ever so slightly, but it's not ready yet. It's not ready. Dun, 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 dun. See, in terms of front running it, you could front run it there, but not with how this market's been responding yet. This doesn't feel like a front running type day. This feels more like wait for confirmation day. Nah, a little bit, but we're not really above any sellers. They could get absorbed so quickly. Yeah, they got absorbed like instantly the moment they got tapped in. I mean, at very least, what would be nice if we did that, but it's not even giving us a real pullback of any kind. Now we're trading below the buyers that did come in. It's just not. It's not there yet. It's just, yeah, broke through. Look at that. Crazy. Absolutely mental. All right. Now that area is pretty much cleared, we can wait for it. Never know. Because I'll be so pissed if I look away and then all of a sudden a bunch of buyers came in. That would be a bit annoying. Nah, they're getting pushed away, the buyers. Every time they do come in, and then predominantly their volume, even though there's like hardly any of it, predominantly their volume is at the top of candles, which is not ideal. Okay, so that was the first time they broke through sellers right there. The first time they did anything, but I just, there's too much sell pressure in this market right now. I mean, we're already at -13. I mean, there it is. But all right, but at least we've got to pull back to potentially short it off, right? Let's see. Find the sandwich. Hello, sir. Can you teach a bit? Volume, footprint, entry, exit, stop loss. it will be easier if I do it in a proper video, which I'm working on. So I'll do it in a proper video. Okay. How many rows does your fixed range volume profile have? Because if you add more rows, you can spot more. Yeah, I have it at 24. But yeah, of course, if you make the rows more, then you get loads of littler ones. So which footprint platform are you using? Is it Golf FIFA? Go FIFA. It's called, well, it's TradingView. I'm sure you know of it. I'm long FedOS talking, stop at 6.3, 6.35, 6.35. Oh, that was a while back. 2 trades, 2 funded accounts, 1K total in 26 minutes, spent 2 hours yesterday. Going break even on 4 trades today, done and out. Tom Rogers, how are you? Excellent stuff. I just realized it was you, Tom. Sorry, my 3 micros really pushed the market today. It was all you, Tom. For this volume footprint, you need trade. Yeah, you do need trading, the premium trading view. NQ now in cam pivots bull action zone. Not sure what that means, Nasir, but feel free to explain. Smallest tiny low volume low on that Monday to Wednesday. Maybe it will bounce back. Oh yes, let me check this Monday to Wednesday thing you were saying, Benjamin. Apologies for that. Let me have a look real quick. Monday to, what was it? Monday high or something you mentioned? Let me have a look. Check out Monday low, Wednesday high. Monday low, Wednesday high. Gotcha. What I'm going to do, I'm just going on the daily and just draw it like that because trying to find the time and all that. That's boring, right? Let's do this. There we go. Monday low, Wednesday high. Where's Wednesday? All right, Wednesday's there. Oh, I can't see anything. Monday low, Wednesday high. So between these two, is that what you're on about? I saw that 25,628. Very good stuff, Anatoly. I'm trying to get the footprint back up. Where's all my? Oh, I've got it. Got the drawings off. Yeah. Okay. So we did get that pull back and then the push down again. But let's see where this bottoms out on. I love your trading style. Love from India. Thank you. Summit. Is it Summit? Summit Roy. Fatty. Good to see you. Where are you saying about which end of the candle to see the volume? What were you saying? Oh, I was explaining how. So usually on a very kind of trendy market, you will find, like if it's downtrend, you will find that most of the buy volume would be at the top of the candles, top of like bearish candles. We didn't really get this here because it was just all sell, sell, sell. Like a little bit, but you can kind of see what I'm talking about, right? All the buyers are always at the top. Yes, granted, it's 4 contracts. I mean, it might as well be 0 contracts, but I mean, there was a ton of sellers, right? So normally you kind of see that pattern, and then vice versa on the other way. So when it's a bullish market, you will see sellers at the bottom on bullish candles. Generally speaking, you see that. Doesn't have to be that way, but that's generally what you kind of see. What we last week Monday 26th low, Wednesday January. Okay. I mean, that did look nice actually. That 353 right there. That did look nice. Let's see where we are in the grand scheme of things. How much have we pushed down? I'm amazed by how violent those sellers came in. They really, really came in. But we've been doing this for weeks now, to be fair. If you just look at the daily, let me just hide all the drawings. We've been doing the same shit for the last like pretty much. All right, maybe that's a bit more of a leg, but you know, looking around like last year, December onwards, we've been doing the same thing, up and down, up and down. We're just in a longer term range, essentially. Had a few false breakouts and then bang, 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 back down. I don't know when we're ever going to break out this range. This could be another month, God knows, but we haven't really gone anywhere, have we? You know, we haven't had a trending market in a while, in quite a while. If you actually look at it on the daily, like longer term trends, it's been many months now. We've been stuck in a range. So, and they're getting more and more violent as time goes on, because it's becoming more and more obvious that it's a range that every time you're near the top, everyone starts selling. Every time you're near the bottom, everyone starts buying. Same, you know, and it just becomes a bit more violent. But this is an incredible amount of sell volume, by the way, though. Minus 14 is ridiculous. Minus 14,000 contracts. Cumulative delta. I think that's the second biggest day we've had. I think the first biggest day we had was not long ago. I can't remember which day it was, but I was definitely streaming. I think we reached like minus 17, minus 18, something like that. No, we reached almost minus 20, I think. But nonetheless, that was the biggest day in terms of volume we've had. And that was only I think that was like last week at some point, if I remember correctly. This is now the second biggest day in terms of sell-off. The sell-off seems to have a shit ton of volume. When was that day actually? It was basically like this today. It just kept going. There was no pullbacks of any kind. I don't know what. I think it was that day. Let me go on a 15-minute. You might be able to see it. Yeah, I think it was this day right here. This was the one. This was the day. We had the exact same thing happen. The exact same thing happen. But that was, I mean, we could beat the record today. We're already at minus 14. It's only an hour, less than an hour into the open. Could they add another 6,000-7,000 contracts? Why not? They're certainly capable and certainly willing to do it. So it wouldn't surprise me if they do. We just completely undid everything we did yesterday. It's just kind of, it's rotating up and down. That's all we're ever doing on the Nasdaq in the last few months. It's becoming a bit boring. But yeah, this is definitely the second largest day so far in terms of volume. My God. But the thing is, it needs heavy volume to break out of the range, right? And we're relatively getting near the lows of that range. If we go to like maybe the 4 hour, we might be able to see it. I think we're getting near the lows. Okay, no, we're about midway. We're not quite at the lows. We still got quite a bit to go. But every time we do kind of get there, it stops. It literally stops the selling. No one wants to sell at the bottom, and then it drifts back up again. And then you get the violent sell-off, and then you get the drift back up. When that cycle finally ends, and I think it's going to take a big catalyst for that to happen, it's going to have to be something big, like news-wise or something. I think will eventually, obviously, break out either up or down. Who knows? When that does finally happen, it'll be nice, because then you will get some kind of, you know, because the markets respond differently when they're in a range, even a long-term range, than if they're in a trending market. The volume is different. Everything is just different in the way it looks. But we're not getting. I mean, I'm doubtful we're going to break it when we get to the bottom again. I think the same shit's going to happen. Just buy, essentially, when we get to the bottom. We're in a composite low volume node 502 to 5. We're in a composite low volume node 502 to 539. Are we? I didn't even realize. Where are we? Let me draw my. Oh yeah. We're in that little low volume node there at the bottom. But we've kind of we've traded above. This one held a little bit on the retest back down. And I can imagine it's going to try and retest this one and potentially drop. What are those vertical range lines? I don't actually know. Truth be told, Remen, I really don't know where they come from. I must. I don't have it as an indicator, right? I don't know what it is. I genuinely do not know what it is. Is someone going to help me out? What the hell those why those lines are on my chart? I think that I don't know. I don't have it. Like I've looked around on the settings for some reason. There's these. So I just ignore it. I have not session separators. I thought that's what it is because the weekend's always like, but because it combines Monday and Tuesday always together. But I don't have any session separator. I don't know. I don't have it on my chart, so I just learned to live with it. I'm like, all right, fine, it's there, but for some reason, yeah, so just ignore it. It doesn't, for me, it doesn't really mean anything. Everyone says it's a session separator. Do a reset session daily. Yeah, I guess probably could do that. It was an auto update it did a while back. Okay, so they force basically everyone to have it essentially, unless you. Okay, I mean, it doesn't annoy me. It doesn't really bother me. I don't even really see it, but it comes with the CME NQ. Oh, okay. So they've put it on all. Okay, Peter, thank you for explaining that. Well, that makes sense then. It's the electronic trading hours back. Right. Okay, that makes perfect sense now. Okay. Turn it to transparent so I can actually. There. Ride the wave, Cody. Everyone, thank you. There it is. Let's put it to transparent. Oh, there we go. No. Wait a minute. All right, let's make it white, maybe. Come on. Why is it still there? I honestly don't care, to be honest. The blue ETH electronic trading hours. I think it's on the footprint settings, right? Because I always see. I don't know. I mean, truth be told, I don't really care about it. I've put it to transparent completely. If I make it 100%, is it going to do it? Yeah, that is it. But I don't know why it's not going transparent. There it is. Or maybe it did. Maybe that was literally how it looks when transparent. We go 15-minute. Oh, I'm looking at the volume profile background and thinking that was it. Okay, it's gone. It's gone. There we go. It is gone. It was just the volume profile has a slight tint to it. And I thought that was part of it. But oh, wow. Yeah, that looks a lot nicer now. Good stuff. All right, we got that figured out. Thank you, everyone, for your help. Much appreciated. Anatoly, thank God for that I met you, Sammy. You gave me a completely different perspective about volume profile and footprint. Now I started to use Delta footprint like you, and since then I understand markets so much better. Amazing to hear. Amazing to hear. Really good stuff, Anatoly. Thank you. I like it because it shows me the NY session clearly. I guess true, yeah, actually. I always ignored it. I never paid attention to it, so it might actually be useful now that I actually know what the hell it's showing me. But I'm all right with it. I'm not, because I just go on a chart on New York Open. I don't really. Do you know what I mean? Ravi, you can change to RTH by clicking on ETH. I need to learn from you. Make things more minimalistic. I have too much shit going on. Sometimes my charts, to be fair, they're very messy. If you don't clear out all the areas and stuff, sometimes I just leave them on, and then one day I'm like, nah, I can't trade this anymore. This is way too much. What do the horizontal volumes tell you? I don't. You mean the vertical volumes? This one? Sorry, that's not vertical. That's horizontal. I'm so tired today, guys. Oh, my brain is dead. The vertical. So that just tells me essentially the distribution of volume from where I have drawn it. So, for example, on this, from the top here all the way to the bottom, if I draw it out, tells me where the distribution of volume is, right? But not so much just volume, but also time. It shows you more time than volume. Where has the market spent the most amount of time in this kind of move down? And volume and time combined. This is the highest volume node, the point of control, so it's been here, all right? And then all I do is I look for little dips in volume, little gaps like that, low volume sandwich between two bigger volume nodes above and below. But the more kind of low volume it is, the more kind of extreme that difference is, the better, all right? The better. And those are the areas. I have a video on my channel. It's the last video I created. That one literally goes really in depth about these zones. Well worth watching if you want to learn more. At 25.50, we have the biggest buy delta in the whole 50-minute leg. If we break under, and I think we'll be able to buy again. 25.50. Oh, did we just have it? Let's have a look. 25.50. The overall buy delta. Yeah, that is a lot of. Normally, that's a decent amount, but comparing it to the sellers, I would really want to see the market bottom out and create a bit of bullish structure before I'll start buying, just because of how aggressive those sellers were. So I'm still more inclined to sell as a whole now. I'm going to have to up this a bit because these little clusters are becoming a bit too. Do you know what I mean? Hello, nice to see you. Will Ola Prime go live again on YouTube like before? Martin, we might do. We might do. If the numbers are decent, then we'll start doing it regularly again. So we did a little test yesterday to see how it was. It wasn't bad. We'll do another test soon, but I'll obviously announce it, in these sessions. And yeah, we may relaunch it again, Ola Prime TV. But unfortunately, we had to drop it. It just wasn't getting in viewers. Do you know what I mean? And if no one's tuning in, we can't throw money constantly at something, and because it was just one big money pit. Because we had so many coaches, obviously everyone's salaries had to be paid. A big team, working on behind the scenes and everything. And we pulled in like 30 concurrent viewers, and it just wasn't growing. And we didn't know. We tried everything under the sun. We had some great coaches. We tried to make it fun. It just, I don't know. Don't know what happened. So part of my job was to figure out what's going on. Hence why I'm doing a lot of live sessions here. And I will continue always doing live sessions on this channel indefinitely. But to see, what is it? Is there a way, is there something I can do different? And for this has been amazing. I mean, like right now we've got 95 viewers. I mean, for a relatively new channel, that's really good. So, and everyone's happy and engaged and a great audience. I mean, say one of the best YouTube audiences I could ever ask for. Everyone is just awesome. So, but the thing is, I don't know what I've done differently. Yeah, this market is just tanking. Again, the same kind of pattern we're looking at. with these gaps. They're just breaking through every single gap on the downside, comes back on the other side, continues, broke through, came back, continue. It's really kind of doing that. Look at that. These sellers, we're at 19,000. I think we are officially the biggest volume day we've had this year. 19,000. I'm pretty sure we may have hit 20 on the other day, but let's be honest, it's about to hit 20. Pop the champagne, because we're about to have history for 2026. The biggest volume day is about to occur. Okay, thanks for answering. I totally understand. You did and still do a great job. Thank you, Martin. Do you look for structure on the candles? Easier for footprint. Structure, yeah, there's one footprint pattern. I'll show you in a second. It's like a candle, one singular candlestick kind of pattern that has such a good hit rate, like a really, really good hit rate. And I was going to do like a really full-on video about it, which I'm still planning to do, but I'll show it in this session. Let me just catch up with these chats real quick. The markets are tanking. It's weird, bro, because you're a great man. Yeah, like Ola Prime TV, our coaches were amazing. Like Daryl, Tony, Paul. We had the Forex guys. It was awesome, but who knows? I think YouTube kind of shadow banned us or something. I don't know. There was just no breaking through, no matter what we did. Yesterday was first time I heard about Ola Prime TV in session. Yeah, this is for most people. No one even knew it existed, even though we did it for like almost a year. As crazy as that sounds. I've seen other channels being more pushy with asking people to like, share, and subscribe. Become a pushy salesman. That's just not me. Like, I don't know. I'm not a pushy person, man. But if you can like and subscribe, that would help me out. That would definitely help me out. So if you can take a second to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. That would, of course, help me out. Would love to see that candle video. Okay, let's look at the candle thing. Now, what you're looking for is actually like a normal standard candlestick pattern, right? You can see it in the candles, but if you add the footprint to it, oh, wow, is it great, right? So what you're looking for is essentially kind of like I think it's called a hammer candle. I'm not too versed up in all the different candlestick names, but I think it's a hammer, or some people call it a shooting star or whatever. But essentially you're looking for, let me try find you one. Here, right there, boom. Like this, for a bearish signal, this candle right here, right? We're looking at. If you were to just look at the candle, it has a wick at the top, right? And then, quite a full body, like a decent body. It can have a tiny bit of a wick at the bottom, but that's kind of a little bit irrelevant. Only if the wick is like, huge, then kind of ignore it a bit. But full body kind of candle, pretty much, closed with no wick and a relatively decent wick at the top, right? For a bearish signal. Really easy to spot that candle. I think it's called like a hammer or something, right? But nonetheless, whatever you want to call it, that candle. Now, if you look at it in the footprint, if you ever see, I'm trying to load a footprint. There it is. Here it's, it's there, but it's just not as great as what you want. But what you're looking for is essentially in the wick of the candle at the top, you're looking for a bunch of buyers, right? Decent amount of buyers. Yes, it's only 38 here, but today, let's be honest, the amount sell volume that came out, we've got the highest volume we've had all year. They're just, I don't know, the buyers just got cancelled out really quick. But so 38 is actually not bad for this market at the moment. You know what I mean? For that move down. But nonetheless, normally you're looking for like a decent amount of buyers, and then on the actual body and where it closed, a good amount of sellers, like a decent amount of sellers. A few hundred contracts kind of thing you're looking for. That candle, and you can do a back test and a statistical analysis, and that's what I was going to do in the video. So I was going to spend like, and then the thing is, because you can't really back test too well with the footprint, because it only shows you so much data until it runs out on TradingView. So you can back test a few days at a time, essentially. But my idea was to make the video where, I will record every week. Every week I'll back test for that week, and then I'll have like loads of statistics, right? But if you were to do it, you would see a very huge you would see that when it prints that candle with that kind of volume distribution in the footprint, I'd say 8 out of 10 times you can enter pretty much at that candle close, stop above, and you're gonna get like the next candle in succession is most likely going to be a bearish one, and you're going to get a push down. How far to push down, that really depends, right? But nonetheless, you're going to be in profit at some point in your trade, essentially. And it's going to be a decent kind of little move. And again, for the bullish version, just flip it, the exact opposite, right? So you're looking for the bullish version of that candle. So, a nice full body candle, and I can't do a wick in the middle because this drawing tool's a bit shit. And then obviously a decent sized wick at the bottom, and then you're looking for loads of buyers in the candle at the top, and then a bunch of sellers trapped at the bottom, right? The exact same thing, just reversed. And yeah, that has such a good statistical edge, that candlestick pattern. So well worth. Have a look, play around, backtest. If you have a platform that can allow you to backtest a lot longer, definitely, that's awesome. But again, like here we had it. Perfect. Here's actually the perfect example. Why did I not see that before? This candle right here. Because this time we actually got some decent buy volume at the top, right? Again, big whip, decent amount of buy volume, decent amount of sell volume at the bottom. Candle closed nice and bearish, full body, wick at the top, buyer stuck in the wick, and you can pretty much enter short at that candle. I'm trying to select a short position. Your stop would be above obviously the candle, and you target wherever, right? Like that's up to you and how you play the take profit and whatnot, right? If you want to do it fixed, whatever, entirely up to you. You're gonna have to play around and see what suits you best. But essentially, that candlestick pattern, that one is so awesome, man. So awesome. I'm telling you. There we go. Lots of buyers in right now. Let's have a look what happened. Yeah, a few decent buyers came in. Again, you can almost see it in this one. Like even this is kind of like a bullish version of it, right? It's not the best, but you can kind of see what I'm saying. Again, the full body candle, wick at the bottom, right? Yeah, the wick isn't that big. You kind of want it a bit more obvious. But then again, the sellers, decent amount of sellers at the bottom, good amount of buyers within the body of the candle, and it boom went up for a little bit. Like the statistical edge of seeing that and is insane. Like it very rarely fails. You could pretty much trade just that. And truth be told, I wouldn't be against just trading that kind of pattern, because it does have a really good statistical edge. But I was going to do a really long video, and I will still do that video. I promise that video will come out. But it's something I almost hit buy. I'm not actually connected, but it's something I kind of only noticed, I would say, relatively recently, maybe like in the last 5-6 months. So I haven't really incorporated in my overall trading, but like if it lines up with something I see, like a low volume node or something, I see that, I'm usually quite happy to enter, and it gives me a little bit of extra confidence. But I've never done, I've never traded it exclusively. Does that make sense? So by all means, if you guys want to try it out, let me know the results of it. That would be great. David Vesley, nice bounce from yearly open. My God, you got the yearly open on the chart. Now that's dedication right there. But awesome stuff, man. Bulls keep the momentum. The yearly open, that is dedication to the craft right there. If you got the yearly open, drawn out on the chart. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. The only thing about obviously following just one kind of single candlestick kind of pattern is you literally have to wait. You will have to kind of sit there, wait every candlestick. Is this the one? No. Is this one? And you might have to wait like an hour just watching every single. You can't even be on your phone because if you miss it, right? So you have to have a lot of kind of patience to just sit and wait for one particular thing to pop up, and then because you can't really know where it's going to happen, right? Sure, you can set alerts at certain areas where you think it might happen, but it could happen in other areas. Do you know what I mean? So it is that's the only downside to kind of one of those sort of systems. But even if you can code like an EA that literally spots it, I tried to do that, but apparently with TradingView you can't. Their indicators or whatever, they cannot read the individual volume within a footprint. So you literally can't code anything to read this data, which I think is a bit silly, because that would be great. Because especially with ChatGPT and all that now, you can code indicators so easily. And I've tried it. I've tried like basic things, told it, build me this, boom, 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 boom. Yeah, the code's a bit wrong at first, but then, you just send it the error message and it fixes it. And then eventually it works. And you're like, damn, what a machine. But it's such a shame that it can't read the individual. So I'll probably have to use a different platform to code something like that. I just never got around to doing it. But I think, because then you can get like a really cool, you just leave it running on a VPS, let it trade, whatever hours you want, and come back, a few months later, see the results, man. Like on like obviously a demo account for testing, forward testing. If it works good, implement it in the live, work out any bugs. That was always kind of my plan with that candlestick. See what it can do. So by all means, if any of you guys want to take up that task, go for it, man. Go for it. All 97 viewers, please give a thumbs up. More people come to watch, and you can go full-time YouTube. I'd appreciate that, man. I'd appreciate that. That'd be awesome. If anyone wants to go long, this is where you go long from. Cruz Anthony, I haven't seen you in a while, man. How have you been? Yeah, man, love dabbling coding indicators. Apparently Claude and PineGen AI are great for coding indicators. Oh, really? Let me just take a picture of that, because I'll probably forget. I know Claude, but I know PineGen I've never seen. So I'm going to take a picture of your comment there and get back to it and have a good look. But thank you for pointing that out, Peter. All right, let's see where we are on the chart. We're in terms of the 15-minute. Yeah, this distribution of volume is a little bit naff. I'm not going to lie. All right, well, that's been now completely, that's no longer a gap. It was a gap at one point. We've traded enough into it where it's no longer really a gap. I'm going to get rid of it. And we're just dead center in the middle of the range. So what usually happens when you get into the mid-side, when you're between two gaps, from my experience, when you're like dead in the center of, two gaps, and it's respected the one already above, so that's cool. What I usually see happen is you get maybe a bit of consolidation, maybe another pull back into it, but then eventually you get the breakdown back into it, back down to the next area. So that is usually what I see happen. Yeah. Claude Opus is my favorite for vibe coding at the moment, but I don't know how good it is with PineScript. Claude Opus. I've never heard of Claude Opus. Oh, is that like the model of? Okay, I'm with you. Yeah. Awesome stuff, man. Awesome stuff. Yeah, it's exciting, all this AI stuff, because it gives people like me who don't have coding knowledge or the ability to code or the brain to code. Like, that's just not my brain style. Like, I couldn't. I mean, maybe if I studied it for years and years, I could probably teach myself the basics. But I'm just not talented naturally in things like coding, you know. It gives us that ability, because back in the days when I ever wanted something coded, I had to find someone on like Freelancer, you know, all these kind of websites, and then you have to tell them what you want, and they might understand it, they might not, and then it just took forever just to get like one draft. And then so now, like, you literally tell the AI, do this, and then you can go through so many different versions, you know, of different calculations, different tweaks, and you can just, it's amazing. Holy Earth, good to see you. Good to see you. How are you, my friend? Yeah, so I'm expecting a bit of kind of sideways movement, maybe a bit more of a pull up, potentially kind of, because it's almost like a midway point. It's almost kind of, because you got to view it as like the closer you are to one of these gaps, the more likely it becomes a sell, right? So the more closer you are to this gap, the more likely it's a sell, right? Obviously, once you break it, then it becomes more of a buy. But then once you pass that halfway point between the next gap, then it slowly starts tilting into becoming more of a buy. Do you know what I mean? And the midway point, you would usually find price kind of stops a little bit at the midway, almost like forces balancing each other out. Oh, wow. Holy Earth sent me 99 cents. Appreciate it. Thank you, Holy Earth. Very kind, very kind. But I don't expect any donations or anything like that. But I truly do appreciate it. Thank you. Very, very kind of you. Hi, I've been watching you for a while now. Just subscribed today. I like your trading style. August, thank you so much. Welcome. That's awesome. AI is good for scripts, but they never get it 100%. Yeah, like you have to tell it a few times, kind of, you know, reword the prompt a bit. But eventually, if you do that enough times, like it does kind of work towards the end, but it can be a little bit rigid. But still, I mean, what times we're living in, right? Where did you anchor that volume profile? Luca, of course. So I've got two volume profiles. I've got the one, you know, for the short term that just pushed down literally today. I've got the one for the push up that we had for the last, I think yesterday it started roughly, or maybe Monday. Yeah, Monday. We had that kind of push up. And then I've got the overall one for this big push down, because I only get rid of it really once we break the high. Like once we break these highs, this volume profile is kind of pointless, right? Then you only need the one that would be, you know, for the leg up. Does that make sense? But whilst we're still trading within kind of this whole move down, like you know, there's a lovely little low volume node there. Unfortunately, we didn't quite get there today. I thought maybe if it can just tap into it, it'll be such a good short. What can you do, right? It didn't want to do it. Fine, no big deal. But that would still be very much an area in play. Do you know what I mean? Very much still an area that I would want to short from. And then obviously, you know, this push up, since we are going down, potentially, the market's been extremely heavy in the volume, but normally, you know, you get kind of little retracements of these areas. This time today, it's just decided to print the largest volume we've printed all year and just go right through. So fair play. These days happen where it just shoots off and nothing stops it. It is what it is. It keeps pushing down. Sorry, maybe I missed your answer. It does. Does it matter on what time frame you draw the horizontal volume with? Not really. Obviously, like I only switched to 15-minute on the longer term just so I can actually see the full picture, right? Because if you try to do it on a 1 minute, you have to scroll back like a million years, and kind of hard to draw a long-term volume profile, you know, on like the 1 minute. So literally I used a 15-minute just to see the bigger, you know, it's easier to draw. But essentially, whether you draw it on the 1 minute from here to here, it doesn't really matter. It's just more the ease of it, you know. Cruz Anthony, I'm here, mate. Good. I'm glad you're here. Eric Lake. Long time. How are you, my friend? Sammy, great day. I'm up over 2250. Eric rakes it in, Lake. Back at it again. Every Ola account is up amazingly. Incredible stuff, man. Incredible stuff. I hope you get your payout very soon. Cash that payout in. Treat your family. That's what it's all about, right? I've had massive blowouts with Grok. Got heated. Thought I might need therapy. But then I did research and found some AIs are better for mainstream languages and some are better for the boutiques. I like the fact that you just had an argument with an AI chatbot. Sammy, can TradingView do a 10K tick chart? I actually don't know, honestly. I really don't know. It's not under the ranges. No, I don't. Oh. Here's a one. Oh, you can add a custom. Yeah, you can add a custom interval. So I think you can. It's not working for me for some reason. Oh, no, there it is. And then you can go, no. No, I don't think you can. Maybe. But again, I've never played around really with that. I'm treating you to lunch. Thank you, Eric. Thank you. It's going to be, you're going to have to send that halfway across the world. Thank you for all you do. You, sir, are amazing. Appreciate it, Eric, honestly. Ahmed, Sammy, why futures and Ola Prime is like the unfavorite son? Been more than a month since you announced and zero info about Ninja Trader. Also the 200 winning days, while all 150 and 100 for 25. Yeah, so Ninja Trader, it's coming. I promise you it's coming. We're having a little bit of trouble. Not trouble, but it comes down to the whole licenses and, you have to talk to Ninja Trader itself, buy X amount of licenses, get it licensed, get it integrated into our systems. All that kind of stuff takes a bit of time. And because Project X basically was dropped so quickly, more from the side as well of Project X, they've basically, they played a lot of people dirty. Let's just put it that way. It kind of left a lot of, yeah. So we were scrambling, oh, wow. Okay. So we quickly got DX Futures up. But Ninja Trader's a bit more, I guess. I'm not part of the tech team. I don't know how it all works, but it's taken a little bit more time. But it 100% is coming. I promise you it's coming. Like, I'm literally waiting for it. We're all waiting for it. The moment it comes, believe me, there's going to be an announcement. We'll be plastering that everywhere. But like, Ninja Trader. When you anchor your VP, do you pull it all the way to current price or just to the end of the move? It depends on if it's still in play. So, okay, if it's like a really, really old move, right? Like a really old one, I will anchor it just from, the top to the bottom of the move. If the move is kind of still in play, I will keep it, I will switch on extend right and get the, so it auto updates. And what I mean by in play is kind of, okay, I mean, like this leg down, to be fair, you could probably anchor it to the bottom now. Because I don't think it's no longer in play since we had that kind of push up. It's tough to say. I mean, we didn't really break the major high. It's still, it's kind of bullish structure within longer bearish structure, but it is essentially just a range. So it's a bit of a kind of, try both ways, see which one produces the best results kind of thing. There's no fixed rule to it. But like, for example, this push down we've had today, like obviously extend right, because that's still happening as we're, it's still going to push down potentially. Like we haven't really, the move hasn't ended. It may have ended now, but we wouldn't know that, right? But if it's like a very long-term one, that like this one from here to here, that yeah, you can just do from the top to the bottom. Does that kind of make sense, Nikki? Or Nick, sorry. Can you partner with wealth charts, or is that only? I'm not sure. I'm honestly not sure. I don't know if that's an exclusive thing for them. Never looked into it. I can ask, try find out. But do let us know what platforms for futures trading. What platform would you guys really want? Obviously, we've got DX futures at the moment. But do you guys want Ninja Trade? Well, we obviously got Ninja Trader and Trade of 8 coming. But like, what else? Okay, so wealth charts. I know a few people said deep charts recently, so that's one we're quite curious on, because that looks quite decent. Did anyone catch deep charts, Anatoly? Yeah, that one looks good. Did anyone caught that long that I mentioned a moment ago? Oh yeah, very nice, very nice. Yeah, it's kind of ranged. We bottomed out in the middle. Very nice. That's an awesome catch there, Cruz Anthony. Good stuff. So yeah, so wealth charts and deep charts. Okay. I mean, it could be done, to be fair. I can't make any promises because I don't know who owns what and if they're willing to allow other prop firms or what the deal is, because everyone is a bit different. It'll be nice for a futures prop to offer MT5. MT5 is a tough one to get with futures. You can do futures on MT5, 1,000,000%. I mean, my broker does it, right? But for some reason, that one is really tough on the prop side. I don't know why. I'm not entirely sure. But I agree. I think MT5 is all round a beautiful platform. Not so much to chart on, but it's just such a clean platform. It's impossible for US. You're right. You're absolutely right, Eric. If you're in the US, you can't have it, can you? I don't care which one, just one that I can set a stop loss today. I get it, Eric. I get it, man. That's the same reason why I'm still using a old demo version of Project X on these live streams. Ninja doesn't allow it very easily. Yeah, it takes a bit of a setup with them, but it's all coming. I promise you, it is coming. Just bear with us. But for whatever reason, if you guys would like a 25% discount on any, not just futures, but any Ola Prime challenge, the code is SAM25. You can get 25% off. Feel free to use it. If you were thinking about buying it, you might as well get yourself 25% off, right? I love Ola. You guys are doing it perfectly. Thank you, Eric. Appreciated. Yes, you can get MT5 in US futures. Yeah. Because well, obviously my broker is US and they do MT5. So yeah. We didn't quite extend to the gap. Why not? Why not? I should reset an alert. Sadly, though, I do have to, unfortunately, cut this stream short at 4 p.m. today. So right now it's 3:52 my time. So in about 8 minutes, I will have to leave. But I'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. Woohoo! It's 8:52 a.m. here. Damn, you're on the west coast of the US, aren't you, Eric? No, you're not on the west coast. You're like New Mexico or something, right? I don't want to dox you, but yeah, we're rejecting from the low volume node on volume profile from 9:30 till now. Which one do you guys have drawn out? Because this is the thing with the low volume node. Some, depending on how you draw it, sometimes there are extra ones that I don't spot necessarily. But yeah, we got so close to that freaking one right there, man. Because like I said earlier, when we get to the middle between two zones, the likelihood is it usually price likes to stop, consolidate a bit, faff around, do whatever the hell it wants. And then there's a good chance, or not a good chance, but it can very easily go back into that zone, like almost double top. And then eventually it makes its way down. I would love for price to kind of be a bit more direct, but you know, it is what it is. How the golf yesterday? I think you mean gold. Yeah, gold. I gotta say, gold respected the zones. Let's quickly look at gold actually, because I drew a bunch of zones yesterday on gold. I have yet to look at them on what actually happened. But this is from yesterday's session on Ola Prime TV. Okay, so that's no longer a low volume node. That's now become quite high because we've traded in it literally the last few hours. But oh, we did get to that zone. Oh no, that zone was, yes, I remember. We were here when we ended because it was like 5 p.m. or something. Yeah, it was around here. This is where we were yesterday. We rejected off that one, rejected off that one. Bit of a rejection, kind of blew right through, came back to that one. We have yet to come back and retrace into here and go higher. So we're still playing ping pong, but you can update these nodes as they start becoming, you know, clear. You can update this one. So we're traveling just below it here. I think there's going to be probably potentially a good short in around those areas. But the real magic one's a bit higher up as well. Like that one's really nice. That one's really nice. So we've done a little bit. We've done a little bit of movement. Pretty cool stuff. It's the West, but not as West as Coach D. He's 1 hour behind me. Yes, I remember. I'm 2 hours behind. When there are 2 or 3 low volume nodes together, how do you play that, if at all? I just group them kind of together, pretty much. Oh, you mean like this, like what happened here, or when they're, because they shouldn't, they can never be together in terms of like on the same volume profile, because there has to be a higher volume node on either side. Does that make sense? So they can never truly be like touching. But if they touch from 2 different volume nodes, two different volume profiles, like we got this one, you know, for the long-term up move, and then we got this one for the move down, then yeah, I just kind of draw them both out and expect something to happen in those areas, essentially, right? I have a pending for a V1 bounce for off long. Very nice. What about the volume footprint? I think the data is not true. For gold, it's not that it's not true. It just shows you a glimpse of the market. It doesn't show you the full market. I mean, it's still true data, but this is only a small sliver of the overall gold market, the futures market. So it's not, the data you're seeing there doesn't dictate everything. Do you know what I mean? I can't give you a percentage, but maybe it's like 30% of the whole gold market, maybe not even. So take the volume you see on the footprint for gold as, you know, 30% true, essentially, right? I mean, 30% was just a number pulled out my ass. I don't actually know the real number, but you understand what I mean, right? What about volume? If it breaks through, I short. Sammy, thanks for your insight. That's XAU USD. Nasir, you're welcome. Okay, so you'll go short if it breaks through. Yeah, awesome stuff. Do you use same row settings on profile for? Yes, exactly the same. Exactly the same. I never really change the settings on the volume profile. I keep it how it is. I think it's still 24. Let me try and get it over for you. Yeah, 24, value area 100, up, down, or total, doesn't really matter, and number of rows. Really, really easy. All right. Check S&P. Let's have a quick look at the ES. I've got a few minutes left, and then unfortunately, I do have to go. But what's happened with the ES? So the ES is looking very similar to Nasdaq today. I have no idea what I've drawn out in all this time. All these scribbles everywhere. Okay, so we broke through that node on both sides. Went back to the top here. Okay, fair play. And then it looks like, so again, exactly the same shit it did with Nasdaq, right? Exactly the same shit. When we did break through, came back on that side, continued up. Cool. And now we broke through again, the massive sell-off, I'm assuming. Yeah, look at that volume. We're coming back onto the other side, so there is potentially a short appearing on the ES, right? This is the 15-minute chart, but essentially it is what it is, right? So yeah, it's looking it's actually looking a bit nicer on the ES than the Nasdaq, to be fair. It is looking a little bit nicer. Like we're a bit closer to that. Not bad at all. One more question, please. Why 100 value area? Simply so I can see the full, because I'm very interested in the low volume nodes, right? Value area just kind of like if I turn the value area to, what did you say, 40 or 70? Let's say 70. Well, fuck it. Let's do 40. Probably easier. All it's going to do is show me where 40% of the most volume was, which is right there, all right, where it's not grayed out. All right, cool. But I'm just looking for these kind of low volume, no sandwiched. I mean, you can do it like that. It's not a problem, but I just find it easier to see if it wasn't grayed out. It's just, I don't know. Again, it's just easier to spot, right? But that's pretty much it. I'm waiting on that low volume node to sell. Awesome, Benjamin. Let me know tomorrow how it works out. Thanks, Sammy. Have a great day. See you tomorrow. Thank you, Peter. That is time though, guys. I do have to go, sadly, but I'm back again tomorrow. Hit that like button. Awesome. Yeah, if you can hit a like, that always is appreciated. That made so much sense. I truly appreciate it. You're welcome, Air. Cody, thank you. Catch you tomorrow. Eric, see you tomorrow as well. Well done today as well. Sean, everyone, thank you. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Much love. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.